Hello, everybody. It is time to do some Wisconsin winter mining, and it's about 23 degrees where I'm standing, and what appears to be like a 8 to 10 mile an hour wind just blew the whole camera over when I started to record this once. As you see, you're swaying back and forth. I'm going to get through this part real quick so I can get down. Once I get down by the creek, things should be a lot better because you're down in the valley. There isn't as much wind down there. First things first, I have my full neoprene waders suit on. I am wearing many layers underneath. I've got my Under Armour, I've got my insulated pants. I am wearing 2 pairs of wool socks, and then these insulated full chest wader neoprene waders, and I also have my Under Armour top. I have a long sleeve shirt. I'm wearing my heated vest, which I do not have turned on yet. I'm kind of saving that for if I get cold. And then I have this incredibly awesome Glacier Gold Hunter hoodie that you can get yours at www.glaciergoldhunter.com. That's where I got this one from. And I'm also wearing these incredibly thin, nothing to them, just cloth gloves, stretchy gloves. But these are my Under Armour for my waterproof gloves. I have found that these allow me to put the waterproof gloves on and off. They slide in and out rather easily, and a lot of times my biggest problem with gloves in the creek in the wintertime is when I'm filming, being able to touch the screen on my camera. The nice thing about my new camera is it's got voice controls, and I've got this microphone right here that I'm really hoping I don't lose today. This is the first time it's ever been out of the house, and it should make it to where you guys can hear me really well all day long, and I don't have to scream and shout at the camera or worry about that finger's a little frozen there. Get in there. But I don't have to worry about y'all not hearing what I'm saying. There we go. So these are a little harder to get on, but these are like waders for your hands. I'm waterproof all the way up to here now, and I still have pretty good finger dexterity. So other than that, I do have my normal kit with me that has all of my everyday gold mining stuff. My little sluice is in there. I do have my scooper. There's a couple snuffer bottles. There's some bottles of water. There is another pair of gloves in there should I want to take these off for whatever reason. And my buckets, my strainer, my classifiers, my gold pans, and that should have everything that I need, plus my lunch and some water. If I didn't mention that, they're in there. On top of that, because I've been through this here before, I have a complete change of clothes in the truck. When you fall in the creek here in the wintertime, it's no fun. I've done it. 0 out of 5 stars. Totally recommend that you do not try it. But if you are going to come winter mining, it is a great idea to dress appropriately and have some emergency clothes just in case something goes wrong. Now, I do have one more coat in the truck. I also brought my snowshoes. I don't think I'm going to need the coat. I think it's just going to slow me down a little bit. And this has a groomed ski trail that's pretty hard right now. I just went and walked it a little bit, and so I think the snowshoes are only going to slow me down, so I'm leaving those behind. Otherwise, if I get partway in and I think, uh-oh, this sucks, I'll go and get the snowshoes. So without any further ado, I'm going to get geared up, get my truck locked up, and start heading in. I'll see you on the walk in. So as I was explaining, they cross-country ski in here, so these trails are all nice and groomed and make for pretty decent walking conditions in here. And from what I remember, 3/10 of a mile, just slightly over a quarter mile to get in to where I'm going to attempt to mine. I did get to drive over the bridge and get a sneak peek. It appears the creek is frozen over. Now, down in town where I crossed the creek, it was wide open from bank to bank. So I'm gonna try my hardest here to get a hole in the ice. We've had good luck last year here in the winter, so I really hope to have the same today. If not, I'll try whatever I can, and I guess worst case scenario, I'll go down back into town and go dig under the bridge for a little while. One way or another, we're gonna make a video today, and I'm not gonna stop digging until I find some gold. So bear with me. Long walk in. I almost brought the e-bike, but I didn't want to deal with it. I absolutely could have rode it on this, but it's happy in the nice warm garage at home. I figured that's a good spot to leave it. So I really figured I better show you this nice view. Isn't that nice? Just deer tracks, coyote tracks, bunny tracks, all over. The sun is incredible right now. But yeah, what a great day. And like I said, I haven't even gotten down to the creek yet, and the wind is already way better than it was up there on the road. So it's gonna be a good day. Hopefully I got the camera settings correct, and you guys can see everything. Hopefully the audio settings are good and you can hear everything. Nice thing about this camera is it also, not only does it use this Bluetooth mic, but at the same time it's recording on its microphone. So should something happen to the Bluetooth mic, it's got the backup audio track. Pretty well foolproof. You know, gold miners aren't necessarily the smartest people in the world, so I'll take all the help I can get with a foolproof camera. And again, like I said, voice activated. I've been turning it on and off. I don't have to touch nothing. Then there is a button on this microphone I can touch to turn it on and off. Right at the moment I can't see it, but there is a pretty red light that flashes. So otherwise, the walk in here so far has been great. I'm breaking through just a little bit, not too bad, and I'm just about to the trail to lead in. Like I said, hopefully we can find a hole in the ice and I can make good things happen. Here we go. Actually, this isn't it. Maybe that is it. Yeah, this is it. It looks different. Last time I was here, there was leaves on the trees. Oh, they were starting to fall off, but there's a little staircase here that put together last winter and last spring, because this gets to be really scary in the winter time, climbing up and out. I do see just a little bit of open water. That's all I'm gonna need, just a little bit. Just give me one little spot somewhere where I can dig. I'll be happy. Even if it's right here where everybody else always digs. Okay, let's stow this shovel. We'll walk right in here. See what we're working with. The deer stood on the ice. Yeah. I'm breaking through. You could probably get a sluice to run right in here. Yeah, this will be just fine. As long as I can find somewhere in here to dig a hole, we'll make it happen. We will make it happen. For now, I'm gonna get this camera set down, get this backpack off. Got a couple other things to do to get set up, and I'll be back with you guys in a minute. Well, all right. I came over here and just kicked a little bit at it, and the ice, they're not very deep here, and I got where I could break the ice out. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm gonna get myself a hole big enough to work here. We got a couple inches of ice. Oh, here's a spot where someone was digging. Maybe I'll work right into there. I like that. Down a little deeper already. Oh, there's a big shelf breaking off. And then I'm just gonna make this easier on myself. I'm gonna grab this ice and get it out of here, or under. That one can go under. Make it real nice for the next guy. All this ice under. But temperature of the water is, I don't know. I can't feel the cold whatsoever. My hands are warm. So these gloves here you get at Harbor Freight. They're like $8 a pair. They got the elastic, they're waterproof. Then when you put that $2 pair of liners inside, they're just incredible. I am so comfortably warm right now. The 2 pairs of wool socks, my feet are nice and warm, and all the extra layers. I don't feel any cold right now at all. A little bit on my face, but I'll be fine. I'll be fine. So just gonna work on getting winter out of my way. You can kind of see all around here. There's deer tracks and bunny tracks. So the deer have been crossing. They come right down our trail and hop across and go up there behind the camera. So maybe I'll get lucky and a deer will run up on me. So I'm just doing my normal deal. I got a bucket classifier. I got ice. Get a little water in there, dig a little hole, do a little dance. I think right here, this feels like the spot. Oh, there's definitely a rock down there, but oh, she gooey. Oh, that is a solid chunk of clay. That's a great way to start the day. Oh man, got the red dirt in there, the clay. Perfection. Let me bring you guys a little closer so you can see what's going on over here. Make you shorter. I got a couple of rocks on my tripod because I don't want this to fall over again. And more importantly, I don't want to break the ice. Let's just break the ice. Then I don't have to worry about it. Yeah. Get the ice broke. Get you guys set right in there. Throw a rock on top of the tripod leg. The camera is waterproof. And it is currently in its waterproof mode. Other than I have my lens protectors on. So if it does go in the water, my lens protectors are like little bubbles and they will fill up. So hopefully that doesn't happen. If it does, it does. It is rated I think for 10 atmospheres, which I think that's like 150 feet or something along them lines, way deeper than I'm ever gonna put it. And at the end of the day, I'm probably gonna stick this in the creek just to say I did, give you guys a good view of the underwater shots. And that's the only way I'm gonna know how it works, is if I go ahead and give it a try. So, normally I would put more stuff in this before I start, but because there was so much clay, I wanted to have the most agitation. And we're just going to dump our rocks right there and get right after it again. This is great. This is just like summer mining, only there's no bugs. Oh, and there is another big wad of that gooey clay. A couple of big old rocks. We'll get that off the shovel. Oh yeah, I could be in a good spot right away. Now, I will do a test pan, but I have tested up and down all through here, and we always find gold. Sometimes we find better gold, sometimes we find worse gold, but I know no matter what, there's gold in there right now. How good? I won't know till I do a test. But I don't have a whole lot of options here. So it's kind of, you found a spot that the creek is letting you dig. That's where you're going to dig today. It's kind of how it works in the winter time here. Summertime, you can bop around and be a little bit more selective, a little bit more picky. I'm hand washing these bigger rocks quick, just cause that's a neat one. These ones, I got a couple of these I've taken home in the past. They look really neat when you get them polished up a little bit, but I'm not taking that monster home. Looky there, it broke. Alright. Get me out. My classifier is stuck in the bucket. Why? There we go. That clay grabbed a hold of it. Boy, that is some ooey gooey, thick, thick, thick. Let's give it a little bit more of a flush. Yeah. And I broke through the ice. I'm just gonna move the bucket over a little bit so I don't lose that. Yep. Gives me a good spot to rinse my hands quick. Now, I do think I'm going to be able to sluice. I got good water flow up there. I got my sluice with. So, if I get a bucket full of concentrates here, I should be able to do it. And I'm going to try. That's the plan right now. Oh, boy, this is some of the gooeyest stuff here. The shovel goes in fairly easy, but it doesn't come back. Now there is a big rock right there. Let's see. It's moving. It's moving. In there. We'll get that washed off, because there's some red clay and some brown clay, gray clay stuff to it. Yeah. Yeah. That's another big old dandy of a rock too. I'm not going to get this super clean. I don't want to poke holes in my gloves digging around in that strainer basket. That would wreck my day. Getting right down in there. Whoo! Ooh wee! I'll tell you what. Oh, that stuff did not want to come out of there. You stay. Yep, looks just like stuff and things. That is some very, very mucky water. That is some really nice looking pay dirt in there. Probably barely getting my stuff clean. As a matter of fact, that's how I looked coming out. And that's what they look like when they come out clean. So there's probably gold stuck to that rock. And unless I walk way over there and get another bucket to put more water in this bucket, there isn't a whole lot I can do about it. You can do the old shovel scoop, which is effective. Looky there. We'll get her filled to the top, and then when I dump some dirt in, it'll dump some of that water out of there. There we go. Whew. Can't even feel my shovel that's in that hole so far. I always like to try to rinse that off. That sticky stuff probably has gold on it. Leave it on the shovel, you stick it right back in your hole. That doesn't do anybody any good at all. Ooh. One more little guy, then we'll shake that out. Alright, that was bigger than little, but I got some of that red dirt here. That red dirt typically is right where that gold layer is at. But you never know if you're in the native red dirt or the red dirt that someone's already dug out. Being with where I'm at here, I'm willing to bet someone's dug there already. I'm pretty sure I have. So, get this out of the stuck clay. Oh boy, that's just a slurry. Just a slurry in there. Let's throw a little rinse water in. Since doing all this work and not getting any gold, that thinned it up a little bit. And see, that's what I'm saying, where that's all the cleaner it's getting with that dirty water. But that's what it should look like. Look there, nice hunk of quartz. Big old quartzy chunker. A couple other little guys in there. Red rocks, green rocks, brown rocks, and black rocks. And as you see, that's not falling into the bucket near as far anymore. It's because that bucket's getting full. Oh, there's a pretty rock. Lots of neat colors on that one. I gotta take at least one rock home today. That might be the one. I moved all of my rock cutting and polishing stuff into my basement. So I gotta have some more fuel for the rock saw. Boy, just straight muck, like pig slop. But hopefully the gold's falling down out of there. We'll rinse it back over here, so if there is any gold in there, it falls back in my hole. I'll get another shot at it. Here's that cool rock. It's not as cool as I thought. It's got a little bit of clay stuck to it. It's got some of that quartz with the real purple veining. But I do see quite a bit of red. So that might look pretty neat cut up into slabs. Look how dirty my water is. Unbelievable. Yeah. I think that one's gonna end up coming home. We'll set this one over here. Maybe I forget it, maybe I don't. But for now, ow, that stick is sharp. For now, I think since that bucket's mostly full and so full of mud, I'm gonna take it over and see what the sluice wants to do. I might do a quick pan before I start sluicing just to say I did. But it seems like a great time to do that. And I can say I got one bucket done. And the way I'm feeling right now, I'm probably gonna have to take a couple of layers off because I'm starting to sweat and my head is so warm right now that my glasses are fogging up. So let's get this bucket. I'm gonna rinse it right here since I got some deep water. Rinse this handle off. Oh, she wants to be heavy. All right, that'll make it a little bit easier when I get over by the sluice because I won't have so much of that muck in there. So here I am walking up the creek with a bucket and a camera. There's a little bit of a breeze in here. Nothing too bad. I'm really hoping that somewhere in this area I can make the sluice work. I'm gonna get some stuff set up and I'll be back with you in a minute. So I managed to get my first scoop in. I just had to build a little bit of a dam there. I do believe this right here is the dam that's supposed to be there and that gap was just opened up. It's not running super fast and I don't have a whole lot of drop, but it's definitely moving material. The riffles are spinning. It's doing like it's supposed to do. So I'm gonna let it ride. I think it's gonna be just fine. And even if it is a little slow while it's running, I'll do some panning in the meantime. So my dang camera fell over again while I was getting that set up. I had to wipe the lenses off. It appears to be just fine. I've got it shrunk way down now, so it shouldn't be able to fall over again. I'm glad I got my lens protectors on because it's twice now it fell over. And them plastic bubbles protect the glass lenses that most likely would have been slammed down into the hard ice twice now. And they are all replaceable, but you have to buy a kit. It comes with the lenses and the tools. I don't have that kit, nor do I desire to need to buy one of those kits, especially when this is the first time that I've ever taken my camera to the creek and only the second time I've ever really had it out of the house. So I think you can see it's running pretty well. We might grab it, get you a closer look in just a second here. For now, I'll just let her buck. I'm gonna put one more scoop on in a second, and then I'll throw a couple scoops in a pan, see what I can see. The wind is definitely picking up. Feel a gust even down here in the valley. But we will dump that right across. That's probably a bigger scoop than I should be putting on with such slow flow, but it all hangs out up there in that indicator mat pretty well and slowly works its way across. So I think it'll be all right. Okay. I guess I'll just pan right here. Hopefully you can see me. Oh. Well, that was pretty sandy stuff for that little bloop I did. I lost most of my material, but Hopefully the gold already fell down to the bottom. Let's do just a little bit over these tiny riffles, get some more out of there. I only put a couple of tiny scoops in. I did just see a big garnet roll off the end. There's another garnet. So must be doing something right if you're finding garnets. Although it could just mean I'm in somebody's tailings. Okay, what do we see here? I see ice and stuff frozen to the pan. Alright, let's try that again. Might need just a little bit more water to keep it from freezing up. And I'll get another scoop in here. Big old ice cream scooper. Oh boy, there's the ice floating right out. It said it was supposed to be 34 degrees today, and then that changed last night. 34 would have been a lot better for panning. As you see, my pan is freezing up. The parts that are not in the water are freezing. Ice cold gold. Well, you know what they say. If at first you don't succeed, try again. One for you. One for you. Two for you. Three for you. Okay. Boy, she's stratified right now. Right now. Oh, got thick on me. Give that a minute, get another scoop in here. Freezing up. Whole back of my pan full of ice. All right, get a few more whacks at it here. Try to get all that out of the riffles before it freezes in there. Big old garnet. Well, I see two of the tiniest little babyest specks you ever did see. Not enough to worry about getting a snuffer or a camera out, but there is two little baby specks in there. We'll do another one. Get this loaded up. Get this loaded up. Get the ice out of my pan. All right. Seems to be working. Take her over to the baby riffles. Get over there. Get the ice out of the back of my pan. One more time on the baby riffles. All right, that's a lot of it out of there. Better keep it wet. Get another scoop in here. Get everything tapped up to one spot. Maybe try just to get a little bit more out of that pan. Yeah, that's good enough. Get her back down. Wash them riffles clean. Well, I see 3 of the itty bittiest, tiniest, little babiest specks of gold you ever did see. The sunlight is hitting them and they are lighting up like a neon light. I also have a ton of ice in my pan, which if any of that gold happens to float, it's immediately going to get caught up in that ice and I'll never see it again. So one more shot here. Try to wash that back. See if I didn't miss a little something. Garnets, 10 garnets, 11, 12, 13 garnets. Geez, there's a lot of garnets. Oh, there's a little bit bigger piece of gold. And there's a big piece of ice. I think the ice is working like mercury. It grabs right a hold of the gold. Like a tongue on a flagpole, it sticks to it. Well, I do see 2 a little bit bigger pieces and them 3 or 4 of the tiniest pieces you ever did see. Not enough to warrant getting the super zoom or anything, because that requires taking a glove off, and I don't want to do that. We're going to sluice. I'm going to shut the camera off for a minute, get the rest of this sluiced up. We'll get that in a pan. Maybe then I'll have something worth showing you. So I just happened to be noticing that the end of my mat was pretty high above the creek. So I did move my rocks underneath the end of the sluice, and that dropped me down a little bit, and it's eating material much faster now. So I was able to get through this bucket a little faster than it originally was going. And I have thought about this a little bit, and I've made the decision that, oh my gosh, Ryan's here. Ryan and Gina, what's going on? But I think I'm just going to leave my sluice right here and dig out another bucket so I don't have to worry about this thing freezing up, and I'll get at least one more half a bucket fed through it. Then I'll pull it out and check it all out. But we'll be right back with you in a minute. So yeah, I managed to get that half a bucket ran through the sluice. I got my pan and my scoop underwater so they don't freeze. This bucket's pretty well frozen. We got Ryan down there showing you how we do it. And he said he was here about 3 weeks ago. He did okay. And he did bring a chainsaw with him, which we've done in the past, but I told him it's breaking out pretty well. Probably won't need the saw. And as you see, he's managed to get a hole. So I'm going to do one more bucket right here where I was at before. And then I'll get that sluiced and checked out. And then I will decide whether or not I want to continue to dig in that hole or get it filled back in and maybe go down there. Because we've had really good luck right where Ryan's at, even further down. I've also had really good luck over on that side right over there. So All right, here we are, going after the second bucket. I found out you don't want to leave the classifier full of rocks on the ice. It was frozen to the ice. The rocks were frozen in one big clump. My shovel has got ice all over it. Very slippery to hang on to. But the water's not frozen, so you just soak the stuff in the water and it works out. Yeah. Oh, still in that ooey gooey. Big rock in there. Boy, there's a lot of clay stuck on that big rock. Big old sandstone rock. What are you doing, Gina? What do you think of all this? All right, I think I'll shake this one down, then we'll shut this camera back off for a while. You guys don't need to watch the whole thing, and I don't want to edit it all out later. So do a little rinse over here. See if there's any cool rocks. Whole lot of leverite. One big old chunk of clay though. Look at that. Clay with the red dirt in it. We'll save that. Ooh, boy, that's the second time that tree's got me. Ow. That was right in the jaw. Trying to Jake Paul myself. Ugh. Maybe. There we go. That was a good scoop, but we'll put one more in. In the meantime, I told you guys I'll get you back when we're done. So I noticed that I wasn't getting a whole lot of gravel where I was digging. So I moved upstream a little bit, foot, maybe just a little closer to the bank, and I started getting all kinds of little gravel. So I have much higher hopes for this bucket, which is a whole lot fuller and heavier than the last bucket. So, whew, there we are in the sluice. We'll get you guys set up front and center. And try to sluice this quick and get out of Ryan's way. Or are you going to try to set up down there?
Yeah, I'll set up.
Otherwise, yeah, I'll be pulling this out real quick. Try to keep my pan underwater. You can see it's moving material faster than before. Like I said, I lowered the front of that sluice just a little bit. I still see everything in there swirling and spinning. Things are looking good. Things are looking real good. But I won't record this whole process. I'll be back with you in a minute. Alright, so other than what's frozen in the bottom of the bucket, I got most of it in there. I don't think I'm even going to bother fighting with that right now. It's just, I think the temperature's actually dropping. But I do have a clean bucket over here. I'm going to grab that. And we're going to get this in there. At one point I thought I saw a big flake of gold, but probably not. I currently don't really see anything super good in there, but that is also the way these mats are. They bury that gold down in the bottom. So let's go ahead and, well, I don't want the dirt. Just washed all that out of the gold. We'll get a bucket full of water and get this sluice right in there. Try to get it clean before it freezes. And it is freezing up quick. Ryan managed to get a bucket ran through. And he said he's taking off after this, and I don't blame him. I'm thinking of doing the same. If it was a little warmer and everything wasn't freezing solid, I would definitely stick around longer. But I saw, pretty sure I found gold. We're going to find out that in a second here. Mat's nice and clean. Get that back in the sluice. The sluice is frozen solid. I just slid my mat into a sheet of ice. Well, yeah.
I see gold, so.
He sees gold, he says. All right, Ryan. Nice hanging out with you as always.
Yeah.
Let me know about next weekend. I'd probably come back.
Yeah, for sure.
It's supposed to be better weather, so.
Yeah. Now it's above freezing, only low 30s. So.
Well, as of 2 days ago, it said today was supposed to be 34, but
yeah.
24 last night.
Yep.
So.
So bad it wasn't me.
It's still definitely better mining conditions than last winter with the multiple layers.
Right.
And as long as we can break through the ice, and if it warms up, it'll just keep getting better. My pan's trying to turn into a boat. Yeah, I'll get this stuff. Look at that, it's freezing in my bucket.
Yeah.
All right, man, have a safe walk out. Bye, Gina. She's like, whatever, dude. All right, we're gonna try. Oh, don't fall over. That would wreck my day. Got most of it in there. Okay. See how we did. Might even come up here because there's less current to deal with up here, and then you guys might get a better view. Take it over here to the micro side. Hopefully I can get some of them bigger rocks and stuff out of there. Boy, she's freezing right to the side of the pan. Might just have to do this when I get home like Ryan's gonna. We'll see what that shows me, and we're gonna call that good enough. I am still warm. That's the important thing. I am still warm. But I was hoping to go maybe hit a better spot, a different spot. Basically one good fiber, and oh my, there is quite a bit in there too. Well, at least I'll leave on a high note. Some bigger pieces. I'm gonna try to get this where I can show it to you, and then it's gonna freeze solid in my pan and I'm gonna have a problem, but okay, let's see here. Oh, the ice, come on. I just had all the gold in a nice line. Get out of there, ice. Ice is trying to take my gold. Well, guys, this is a losing battle. So now, if any of that gold is trapped in the ice, try to it's just where I could have probably given you a count of what was actually there. Now I don't really want to let anything out of the pan. Gold's floating, ice is floating. Let's try to one more time. And then I can just go ahead and take this home and show you. Alright, I'm going to count it out loud here. Oh man, come on, water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Oh, there's another line. That's a bigger piece too. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. There is like 30 or so. I'm gonna attempt to get it close enough for you. But oh man, I just splashed it all over. But it's from there over to here. I don't know if this camera's even gonna show it, but right there is the line, and there's a couple more pieces there. I am just going to go ahead and dump this into the bucket. I'll let what's in the pan freeze. Whatever's in the bucket, I'm gonna let freeze, and I'm gonna haul it out just like that. And I'll thaw it out when I get home, because I'm afraid there's gold in that ice. So I'll do just like that. We'll let this freeze up. I am gonna try to aggressively chop that up and get rid of that. Oh, I'm sure I just lost some gold, but I don't know what else to do. This is why I didn't come yesterday, because it was this temperature. It was supposed to be 34 today, and I thought that at 34 you don't have this problem. You can actually do stuff. So that is what it is. But we'll go ahead and I'm just gonna let it freeze, and I'll deal with it when I get home. I'll thaw it out as it is. My scooper was just frozen in this bucket. So winter mining isn't easy, but it's also not impossible. I mean, 20 plus specs out of basically one 5-gallon bucket. I was on a good spot. I'll definitely dig there again. But we just needed a little bit warmer. Like Ryan said, next weekend is supposed to be above freezing. Might try to come back. Might bring James and Zach with me. Might see if Mr. Jason wants to come out of hibernation. I know he likes it here in the wintertime. Although he also likes to be here at 8 in the morning in the wintertime. I like to be here around noon when it's warmer. But I'm going to go soak this. I'll take you with. I'm hoping to soak this bucket enough to thaw it out. And then I can put it away clean. So I gotta break out my dam right there. Breaking out the ice right here. I'm gonna fill my hole back in real quick. And I also have 3 rocks in my pile. I grabbed 3 rocks. One of them's blue, one of them's green. I'm hoping that they stay that color and look cool when I cut them up. So I'm gonna go ahead. You can really see my hole there. We'll just set that in like that. Hopefully it'll warm up enough I can thaw it out. Same thing with the classifier. See, that got nice and clean. Shovel almost got clean. So I had a little issue where my battery went dead. A second battery with, and my microphone is just reconnected. So awesome. I don't think that I overused the battery. I think the battery just is so cold it said I've had enough. Because even this fresh fully charged battery is telling me it's at like 75%. So you missed it because I didn't know. I did get my hole filled in down there. I got all my rocks off from the ice. And I grabbed a couple of cool rocks to bring back with me. I do need to break my dam out right here. And then we're gonna do one thing. It's kind of important to me that I do this. First, we'll get all this out of here. I'm just gonna stack these rocks up kind of the way they were. And what we're hoping is that this will keep this flow going so a guy can put these rocks back next time and have somewhere to sluice again. Otherwise, if we don't let this have flow, it might just freeze over and then we won't have anywhere up here to sluice. So nice little pile. That's got a nice flow of water going through. And then they've got a couple more down here. Just go ahead and get out of the way. Stack them back up like they were. And like I said, with any luck, this will be open for the next guy, and he'll be able to do the same thing that I just did and have somewhere to sluice, just like me and Ryan did. All right. So I am going to sit here for a minute. Just going to take a minute to talk about the horrible plane crash that happened a couple days ago here that took the lives of Greg Biffle, his wife Christine, Ryder and Emma, his son and daughter, their pilot, his son, and Craig Wadsworth, Facebook Craig. I didn't personally know any of these people, but I've been following their YouTube channel. I've been following all of their humanitarian stuff that they had done, all the fun racing events that they held, hanging out with Cletus, the RV challenge, just all of it, the racing. He was such a great guy, such a great family, and he did so much good, and he brought happiness to everybody he was in contact with. And I never got to meet him, but I had planned to someday. And definitely a tragedy with their plane. Whatever happened, it crashed about 10 minutes after it took off. They were attempting an emergency landing. Unknown exactly what went down at this point. But they were truly great human beings, and the world is definitely a worse place without them. And I just want to take a moment here by this creek and have a moment of silence to show support for the Biffle families, Christine's family, Wadsworth's family, and the pilots, father and son. Christmas time is not a time to be losing anyone, let alone that many people, and what is just a truly terrible thing. So let's have a moment of silence. All right. Thank you guys for that. It's been on my mind all week long. It's been pretty heavy. Lot to deal with. I was always looking forward to his next video, and not this kind of news. So I am going to get my stuff packed up and make the trip out of here. I did say I was going to baptize the new camera at the end of this video, and with the water temperatures the way they are, I'm not going to do that today. I just I don't want to stick it in the water and have all the water freeze to it and have to carry it back to the truck frozen. Pretty expensive camera. I'd hate to do damage to it. I don't think it would do any damage, but I just not worth the risk today. So we had a great day. I'll get that wherever it went over there panned out when I get it home and get it thawed out, and try to finalize this video quick there just to show you the little bit of gold that I did get. I hope you enjoyed my winter mining video. I better just get this other leg in the creek too. Try to get some of the dirt off of my waders. Ugh, I don't think it worked. I am warm, guys. I am dry. If you dress properly, there's no reason you can't come here and do this. Play in the water all day long like nothing. And just like any other winter activity, if you put the right gear on, get outside and enjoy life. It's a beautiful world we live in. So I'm going to get packed up and hike out to the truck. I will see you guys back in my nice warm studio where I'll thaw out that chunk of pay dirt and see if I can actually show you some gold on the camera. Till then, I'll see you soon. Alrighty, got her all packed up. Tried to leave it as pretty as it was when I got here, other than some footprints. My bag is definitely not packed the way it normally would be, because the buckets barely fit together. And I did get everything in the bag, but not as nice as it would normally be. And I for sure couldn't get the lid to close properly. But it's on my back and all the stuff's in it. So I think that's all that really matters. Got a short little walk out, get all put away, and I will enjoy a nice warm truck on a ride home. So see you guys soon. So a little check-in here as I'm eating lunch on my ride home. The temperature now says 18. It was 27 to 24 on my way there. The wind is doubled for sure. And no, I wasn't cold. Even when I got back to the truck, I was sweating. I was burning up. That was a good hike up the hill. And then I had to take all my gear off to get my gear off. And I take this hoodie off to get the vest off, and I had to take my boots off, put my shoes on, have my gloves off. By the time I got in the driver's seat of this truck, I was frozen. Frozen, like the coldest I've been in forever. I got the heat on now, I'm rolling, doing good. About to eat this sandwich, get home and thaw that gold out, and finish off this video. But thank you so much for joining me today. Like I said, if you're geared up, it's easy to have a good time. I was really hoping to stay out there a little longer and find a little bit more gold, but with it freezing the way it was, it just makes it no fun at all to pan whatsoever. What's happening here? My cruise shut off. Now we're going again. But oh, we might go back next weekend. We'll have to see if I can get anybody to join me this time. Anyhow, see you back at the house in a little bit. I'm gonna eat this sandwich. As promised, that is what I found. It took me a little while to get up into the studio. There's a few pieces missing. I see there's one right there, and I think there was a couple floaters, and I might have lost some in the classification. I might have lost some with the magnet. On my way home from mining, I got a phone call from a buddy of mine that I do a lot of work for that lives just up the road. He asked if I was home. I said no. He said his wife had just called him 911. The garage is on fire. And the next thing I said was, my garage? And he says, no, my garage, which is attached to his house. So I flew from where I was to his house, got there about 30 minutes later, and fire department was on scene. Fire started in the garage, got up into the attic of the garage, made a big old mess, a lot of camping gear up in the attic. There was a kayak that burned up. Stayed away from the attached part of the house. But they did cut a hole in the roof to gain access. So I had to come home quick and get some tools and some plywood and tarps and get that hole covered up just in case we get any weather in the next few days before the roofer can get there and the repairs can begin. And then I came home and melted into my recliner for a little while because I was pretty tired. So I did manage to get my pay dirt thawed out. And like I said, I classified it a little bit. I hit it with the magnet. And that's what I got. That's basically from one full bucket, maybe just a hair more than a full bucket. And not a bad day, really, for being frozen. And it got way colder and windier as the day went on. But anyhow, I am going to now upload this footage. Thank you guys so much for watching to this point. Had to show you the gold at the end. Y'all have a great day. Thank you for watching. I will see you.
Hi.
What else do you?
Subscribe.
Like and subscribe. That's right, buddy.